Welcome back. I will now be reviewing all of Sunday's action of Week 5 in the NFL, starting with the early bird game over in London between the New York Football Giants and the Green Bay Packers. Coming into this matchup, both these teams are sitting at 3-1, and I did predict that the Green Bay Packers would get the victory, but unfortunately, in the second half, they just did not show up as the Giants got the 27-22 victory, and they improved to 4-1. The next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Buffalo Bills. Coming into this one, I did predict that the Buffalo Bills would get the victory, and sure enough, they got a blowout victory, 38-3, as they improved to 1-4, while the Steelers unfortunately fall to 1-4. The Chargers and the Browns, both of these teams were coming in to this action at 2-2. Justin Herbert got the better of Jacoby Brissett and the Cleveland Browns as the Chargers improved to 3-2, while the Cleveland Browns fall to 2-3. The next game, as you can say, was a bit of a yawner, I would say, in my opinion, as the Houston Texans finally got their first win of the season. They improved to 1-3-1 in a 13-6 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars, who unfortunately fell to 2-3. The Chicago Bears took on the Minnesota Vikings in a battle of the NFC North. Coming into this matchup, I did predict that the Minnesota Vikings would get the victory, and sure enough, they got it with Kirk Cousins at the helm. The final score in this one was 29-22. The Minnesota Vikings improved to 4-1, while the Chicago Bears fall to 2-3. The New England Patriots were home to Jared Goff and the Los Angeles Rams. Coming into this matchup, I did predict that the Detroit Lions would get the victory, and unfortunately, they got shut out 29-0. So despite the Patriots not having a Mac Jones or Brian Hoyer behind center, they still managed to get the victory. They got a 2-3 record, while the Detroit Lions fell to 1-4. The Seattle Seahawks went into the Bayou to take on the New Orleans Saints, and despite the fact that Jameis Winston is not in the lineup, Andy Dalton managed to get the victory, and the Saints are now sitting at 2-3, while the Seahawks are also sitting at 2-3. Final score 39-32. In a battle of the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins went into New York to take on their rival Jets. And I did predict that despite not having Tua, that the Dolphins would prevail, but unfortunately they got blown out by the New York Jets 40-17. Both of these teams are now sitting at 3-2, tied for second place in the division. The Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It just seems that if you're the Falcons, you'll never get a victory against Tom Brady. He is now 11-0 career lifetime against the Falcons between the Patriots and the Buccaneers. The final score 21-15. The Buccaneers improve to 3-2, while the Falcons fall to 2-3. The Tennessee Titans went into the nation's capital to take on the Washington Commanders. Coming into this matchup, I did predict that the Titans would get the victory, and they are now looking like a team that can potentially go on a bit of a roll, and they're looking like them old selves from the past couple of seasons. Competitive. 3-2 is their record going into Week 6, while the Washington Commanders fall to 1-4. The San Francisco 49ers went into Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. The 49ers, I did predict, would get the victory, and they got a big victory over Baker Mayfield and friends, 37-15. And I just found out this morning that the Panthers have released their head coach, fired him, whatever you want to say. So obviously they didn't exceed expectations, as they are sitting at 1-4, while the 49ers are sitting at 3-2. The Philadelphia Eagles went into Arizona to take on the Cardinals. I've said, I believe, a time or two that the Cardinals are just a little too inconsistent when it comes to this season. They were fantastic last year. They went on a tremendous start to the season. They went on a crazy winning streak. Then, unfortunately, they fell apart at the end of the season. And it seems like their wheels are really falling from under them as we speak, as the Eagles are still perfect, sitting at 5-0, while the Cardinals fall to 2-3. The Dallas Cowboys, a team that I'm going to be biting my tongue on because every week I pick them to lose. They always win. I did predict that the Rams would get the victory in this one, but unfortunately it was not meant to be, as Cooper Rush is still perfect behind center for the Cowboys. They won 22-10. They are now 4-1, sitting nice and pretty in that NFC East, while the Rams fell to 2-3. Final score 22-10. And Sunday night's game between two AFC North rivals in the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson went at it. And obviously, the man of the hour, Justin Tucker, doesn't matter if he's kicking a 20-yard field goal or a 60-plus yard field goal. He always seems to be clutch. He's always money. As the Ravens squeaked out a victory, 19-17, they improved to 3-2, while the Bengals fall to 2-3. Until next time, take care.